Well, hello and welcome everyone. We're here at the Buddhist Monastery in Vietnam in the midst of the meditation retreat. This is a great experience for me because I can be around the other people, especially the natural people, the monks, the nuns, that they really have the belief, the faith in the possibility of ending suffering. We do all these different exercises and practices, types of meditation, following certain schedule, eating certain things, but those are just rites and rituals, just ways of practice. But the real Buddha, the real Nibbana, is the unconditioned. So how can you, this superfluous, shallow idea of yourself, of this character in a story, how can you get the unconditioned? How can you get Nibbana? How can you get freedom from suffering? So we have to learn how to shut our mouths, you know. We have to learn to stop commenting, to stop getting entoiled in drama, getting entoiled in all kinds of beliefs and stories. Actually open the door to life itself, to awareness itself, and that takes a lot of giving. Giving up our traditional thoughts, giving away our normal attitudes, giving away our common ways of thinking, living, being with others, relating to others. Being at the Buddhist monastery, being here at the Buddha Mind Temple in Vietnam, actually it's an opportunity to take refuge in the releasing of fixations, the releasing of beliefs, the releasing of so many complicated thoughts. You can see the dog is also doing that. What the dog doing? Woof, woof. And what is the dog? Not to be speciesist, but what is the dog of the mind doing? What are you thinking about? What are you searching for right now? What's your problem? And actually, maybe it would be better if we weren't so worked up in trying to get the answer to these questions, in trying to seek out the solution to our problem. Maybe in the way that we're doing it, we're making more and more of a problem to begin with. An old man came up to me as I was wandering around here at the temple, and he said, "You look like one who has got the liberation, who's experienced the liberation." And I told him, well, go and tell everybody about that. And actually, he knew me. he knew me before when I was a monk doing the 3-month retreat in Hanoi, Vietnam with my teacher, Sayadaw Otamatara. So he knew about me and he was just saying some kind words. But actually, the meditation retreat and our life is really a matter of rest, active rest. Resting in awareness. Resting in non-seeking, non-thinking. I imagine someone coming up to me here at the Buddha Mind Monastery here in Vietnam, kind of looking me right in the eye and saying, "Are you here for others or are you here for yourself? I don't think you have attained true compassion." And I'd look at them in their eyes. I'd take a sip of the coffee and I'd say, maybe it's time to have a smoke. So very simple and very practical and very alive in that way. You know, that's important. Simplicity. Really, it's convenient because I don't have to choose as such. Because I am not just here with myself. So I cannot just be here for myself. Hello? We are at the Buddha Mind Monastery in Vietnam. Can everybody hear me okay? I can scream internally in my mind. Ah! Ah! Well, I have to have very clear boundaries so I can protect the state of my mind. So if you approach me with duality, with a dualistic position, it's my job to disarm you. And you will be disarmed, one way or another. Were you a real monk or were you a fake monk? You are here, sensing into the energy at the Buddhist monastery, the Buddha Mind Temple here in Vietnam. So who is the Buddha? Is the Buddha dead? Is the Buddha immortal? Is the Buddha real or not real? I don't use toilet paper in the bathroom. I can't tell you when the last time I used toilet paper was. Wonderful. Good. Because there's not many opportunities in the West to be at the real Buddha temple, the real Buddha mind, meditation monastery. So you can feel the energy here, the powerful energy here of the Buddha, the Dhamma, the Sangha. You can enjoy the sense of peacefulness in the here and now. But it is difficult. It is difficult to stop seeking to feel pleasure, to stop seeking for answers, to stop seeking for understanding, and to start returning to awareness with kindness. Maybe it's not easy or difficult, but it's not usual. We're not used to that kind of technology. The technology of not thinking, the technology of preventing further thoughts from arising. We're not used to that technology of applying kindness, combining awareness with kindness and applying that to our experience in the body, in the mind. So it can take time to adjust to that kind of mentality. We may want to prove that what we think is right. We may want to prove that what we attach to is correct. But the Buddha Dhamma is something a little bit different. It says, what you believe is just a belief. What you attach to is just an attachment. Do not dwell in the believing, do not dwell in the attaching, but rather return to awareness. And all the other stuff that Buddha talks about. This is a very powerful environment. This is the environment of the Buddha mind, the mind of awareness, the mind of ending suffering. You can make a choice in your own life. You want to continue feeding the desire, feeding the fear, distracting yourself continuously, again and again and again. Or you can stop this process of seeking, stop this process of this delusion of tomorrow, this delusion of feeling different than how you feel now. How you feel now is the precipice of the mind field. And so, the only true doorway to the Buddha mind, the mind that is free from suffering. We have a box, certain words, certain thoughts, certain beliefs, certain experiences that we've gone through, we've come across. We didn't choose these words, we didn't choose these labels given to us. And so in a conflux moment such as this, we arrive to a parallel field. A field not based on thoughts, not based on experiences that we've had to this point, but rather the experiencing itself in the here and now. Now, this experiencing itself here and now is not something that can be forced into the box of our previously held ideas, thoughts, stories, experiences. In that way, this is a conflux moment. This is a transitional conflux taking place. That which cannot be bound, that which cannot be fixated, that which cannot be understood merely through the intellect. The truth of this matter is not a truth of complicated thinking. The truth of this matter is not according to our opinions, our beliefs, our thoughts. Just in the same way that the way my heart beats is my business. It's not your concern. It's not your responsibility to be involved with the way that my heart beats. But if you are sincere, if you are honest, if you are willing, then I will teach you. I will try to teach you. I will try to help you. I will try to guide you so that you may have more and more of a rich experience of mindfulness and detachment in the here and now. I'm willing to teach you. I'm willing to work with you. But this is not easy. This is not just something we think about from time to time. This is the whole body and mind here and now, right now. So if you are willing, if you dare, to enter into this transitional conflux moment in the here and now, then I will invite you to bow down to the Buddha. The Buddha without, representing the Buddha within. Step by step, breath by breath, thought by thought, opinion by opinion, word after word, impermanence reveals itself. But you have to be aware, you have to be with it, you have to be tuned in to actually get a taste and a bite and a digestion of this impermanence that is in front of you right here and now, blinding you, transposing you in the face of the truth. Now, if you are not concerned with the truth, you are not concerned with me. If you are not willing to drop the thoughts that you currently hang on to, I cannot teach you, I cannot work with you. I cannot give you the guidance that has supported me in so many ways in my own life, in my own practice. Here now at the Buddha Mind Monastery in Vietnam, having transitional conflux moment after transitional conflux moment after transitional conflux moment. Was that thought before or was that thought after? Before or after what? A notion of a point in timeless space is a baseless notion, not founded, not grounded in awareness, but rather storytelling. And as you tell more stories, you may eventually forget that stories are in fact just stories. That ideas are in fact just ideas. That thoughts are in fact just thoughts. Don't just exercise the thinking mind, the consuming mind. You'll get fat, physically fat or mentally fat. The teaching, the advice that I can share with you now to everyone who's watching, take a walk, take a breath. Not based in thinking, not based in a particular destination, but based in awareness itself. To breathe in awareness. These trees are not subscribing to the YouTube channel of complicated thinking. These trees hold within them the power of the nature, the natural mind. If you want to find ground in true spirituality, you must learn from the tree. You must learn from the natural mind. Now, it's up to you if you're interested in something like that. Ayida Fak Suko.
Ayida Phật. Ayida Phật.
Namo Kwante Ambota.
A Di Đà Phật. Nam mô
Ayida Fak.
Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Namo Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật.
Ở đây không có A Di Đà Phật mà Nam mô Bổn Sư Thích Ca Mâu Ni Phật. Nam mô Buddha. Nam mô Buddha. Nam mô Buddha.
Namo Buddhaya.
Dạ, Nam mô Buddha.
Namo Dhammaya. Namo Sanghaya.
Dạ.
Itipiso Bhagava Araham Samma Sambuddho Vijatarana Sampano Sugato Loka Sadhu Sadhu Sadhu. Come on, Suko. This is a true and real transitional conflux moment. Here there are so many reminders of the Buddha mind everywhere, here at the Buddha Mind Temple in Vietnam. So many reminders of awareness, so much access to nature. Oh, we have to let go. We have to relax, relax, relax. Relax to the max. We are here live streaming from the Buddha Mind Monastery in Vietnam. We have the chance here to practice walking meditation, sleeping meditation, eating meditation, seeing meditation, hearing meditation, breathing meditation, smelling meditation. When we are here at the Buddhist monastery, everything, anything, can become our practice of meditation. And if you can practice like that, where everything is your meditation, then you are at the Buddha Mind temple, in your own body, in your own mind, here and now. The way that our mind works is kind of like the watching movie mind. The mind of self, the mind of someone, it has to create a real story. So the mind whispers into our ears, this is happening. That person thinks this, that person is that way. Over there will be that way, over here is this way. Constantly listening to those whispers of samsara, Mara's whispers as we call them in Buddhism. The Christians may call it the devil's whisper. So our practice here is not to go into a state of belief, but rather a practice of non-belief, a practice of not relying on sentences, seeing into the illusory nature of sentences, not imprisoning ourselves in sentences, in words and phrases. You see? Then awareness comes to rub our back. Awareness comes to kiss us on the bottom of our chin, to remind us that we are home, we are here, we are now, and we need not identify with, subscribe to, like or dislike any kind of story that appears. Having a relationship with God is not story-based. God is free from the codex of words and phrases. God is not man-made. God is not defined by the words and the understandings of human beings, my friends. God is not man-made. God was not created by man. Man's laws, man's thoughts, man's beliefs, man's words and phrases, their conventions, their rites and rituals are not God. So to have a personal relationship with God, we have to release and relax our whole body and mind. We have to release and relax our whole ego, our whole self-centered story of who we are, who we're supposed to be, what other people told us about Buddhism, what other people told us about meditation, what other people told us about who God is and who God is supposed to be. God is beyond and before the perception of man. money is man-made. God is not man-made. The truth as words, man-made. The truth as truth is before and beyond perceptions and understanding of human beings. Now, we are not simply defined by human perceptions, human thoughts, because we can empathize with the nature. We can use the power of nature. We can use the power of the subtle movements of the leaves in the wind to be aware, to take refuge in awareness. Neither meaning nor non-meaning. Our minds are very subtle and very tricky. Our minds, no one tricks you more than you trick yourself. The biggest manipulator that you have in your life is yourself, your own mind. We practice meditation to learn how to unfold the pockets, the crevices, the structures of the mind based on seeking, looking for something over there. And instead, we look at what is already right here. We look at what is already right here.
Mời các bạn đến với thiền viện của chúng tôi. Thiền viện Phước Sơn. Đây là một thiền viện không có đâu có. Hả? Trên khắp nước Việt Nam này không có đâu bằng thiền viện Phước Sơn này. Mời các bạn đến thiền viện của chúng tôi.
Come on, Sue. Come on, Suko. Dhamma, everywhere. Truth, everywhere. The way of ending suffering, everywhere. If we want to understand deeply, we have to begin a practice and a process of looking deeply, a practice of investigation. And to investigate deeply beyond the bounds of our own ego, we need resources, we need teachings, we need teachers that are not bound by our ego's preconceptions. If you just rely on yourself to seek the truth, the only truth that you'll find will be yourself, which you already know that truth. In this way, we are lucky to be in a time with the modern internet where we can access many meditation masters, many enlightened teachers. And if we're serious about being concerned with the truth, the impetus is on us to seek to the very best of our abilities, to investigate to the best of our abilities. What is this? And we just go back, we open up the book of thoughts, but that's not what this is concerned with. Nature is not based in thoughts. Your body, your mind is not based on thoughts, right? The body and the mind are created by God. Thoughts, words, and phrases are created by man. So if you want to get beyond the dictionary that's been conditioned into you of certain words, certain phrases, certain definitions, you will have to put down the dictionary. Open your eyes, open your ears, open everything. Open together with everything. Fully open. The most important thing or aspect of the mind to become powerful is a humbleness. Somehow the modern Western education system and propaganda system and social system has brought about such an arrogance in us, such a superiority complex that we are above the world. But it's only when we realize how much we don't know that we are open and receptive to everything as it actually is, not in appearances. It's one thing to look at the cover of the book. It's a whole other thing to open it up and read. So, dear friends, I wish you luck in your journey of not just looking at the cover, but opening up the book of the body and mind and reading. See you again soon. Signing out from the Buddha Mind Monastery here in Vietnam. Take care.